It all comes down to this. I'm excited, I am terrified, but I am ready to preview the Coke Zero Sugar 400. In case you're curious, here is the race by the numbers. It is a 160 lap race. Driver stat wise, Austin Dillon, of course, punched his ticket into the playoffs during this race last year. And though Denny Hamlin has the most wins of any active driver at this track, he has never won a Coke 400 event. Looking at our best average finishes overall and since 2020 at Daytona, I'm not really surprised by the names I see here, but there are a few that I am shocked don't have better average finishes. Since we've already been here this season, we had no practice. But for qualifying, Chase Briscoe took the cake. I was honestly shocked at the speed that he had considering his season. But Stewart-Haas Racing knocked it out of the park. Ford as a whole knocked it out of the park. 7 of the top 10 of the starting grid are Fords. And all 4 Stewart-Haas Racing cars got into the top 10. I think for me, the biggest shock is that the Chevrolets did not do too hot in qualifying. The highest qualifying Chevrolet, of course, is Kyle Larson, but you have to look down a little bit more to the 17th position to see AJ Allmendinger, who was the second highest Chevrolet in qualifying. Something else I find interesting about this qualifying effort is that the top 5 need to win their way into the playoffs. They are not good in points, so this is a great place for them to start. However, we also know calamity can strike anywhere and at any point in the race. That being said, Daniel Suarez, Chase Elliott, I would not want to be them going into this race. Even to Austin Dillon. They have to win their way into the playoffs. Austin Dillon did it last year, but starting mid to back of the pack, I would be a little concerned that I would get caught up in somebody else's mess, especially with how aggressive I believe this race is going to be. As for my random race winning pick, my first choice would obviously have to be Bubba Wallace. He is so strong at these super speedways, really good at Daytona. But I wanted to look at another team. They didn't qualify in the top 10, but they were pretty dang close, and they have been great at Daytona, Talladega, and we're going to count Atlanta into this as well. This team is from the Ford camp, and I know what you're probably thinking. I'm probably going with Penske. That is not the case this time, but this is a driver that I have picked to win races so many times this season. He's kind of let me down, but if it's going to be a win at any track, it's going to be a super speedway, and we know this to be true for Brad Keselowski. He's a great super speedway racer. I think he has the potential to get it done today. He doesn't need a win to lock himself into the playoffs, but he could get his first win of the season, and this track is historically known for drivers getting their first win of the season. If not that, then their first win of their Cup Series career. So I don't know, we could have dark horse winners like Corey LaJoie, Justin Haley. I'm thinking Eric Jones. For me, he's not necessarily a dark horse winner, but we just don't expect him to necessarily win, which I guess is what a dark horse winner is. But there are so many possibilities for this race. It is not over until it is over. It is going to be a chaotic but an exciting race. What do you all think? Who do you think is going to win this race? Let me know.